Hello, everyone, and welcome to Midnight Mystic. Welcome back to my Mystic Circle. I'm so thankful all of you are here to join me. Today is a reading for Libra. Libra won the lucky roll of the dice today, so let's dive right in. The first card that I got was the Oyster. The Oyster is patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. Ooh, that's so Libra. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it that you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, and masterful. When out of balance, you could feel reluctant, gripping, or clams up. To bring into balance, share something. So you could be keeping something precious hidden or tucked away at this time. I was having a lot of trouble with my throat chakra before starting the reading. Even after I started, it feels like there could be a block to the throat chakra. Like you're having trouble vocalizing something, you're having trouble sharing something, you're having trouble using your voice, you're having trouble maybe speaking your truth, or you could even be tripping up on words lately. You could be almost, there's something with the voice, almost like you've lost your voice or just had trouble with your voice. But I got so many odd messages leading up to this reading that I felt it was necessary to pull from the Animal Oracle just to get an idea of who this reading is for. If the oyster energy is resonating with you, or if you're just drawn to the visuals of these cards right now, this is also for you. So after I pulled the oyster, I was doing one shuffle to put the deck back together to put it away, and the owl and the tiger fell out. So I feel like these are accompanying the oyster energy. And I read all of them in the guidebook, and every single one of them mentions either treasure or a boon. So I feel like these are really important that they are having those themes in common. I feel like something about having a treasure or you keeping a treasure close, you are the treasure, a treasure is coming in. It feels like one or all or a combination of those, maybe three different things, or this is just triple confirmation of that treasure and the boon message. So the owl, abundance, clairvoyant, treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll quote unquote see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When the owl energy is in balance, it's generous, trusting, secure. When out of balance, money quarrels and scarcity. To bring into balance, an offering. And then the tiger is lunar force ease in darkness, feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. When the spirit of the tiger is in balance, it's passionate, strong, and sensual. When out of balance, overstimulated. To bring into balance, Tritaka, which is candle gazing or fire gazing. I think it's fire gazing, but the book says candle gazing, so I could be wrong. But it is an interesting combination because I feel like with the oyster and the lines coming out of it, it's like something within you or something that you have is being contained in some way, but it feels like it's ready to come out. It's ready for some expansion or some sort of reveal. Oh, a little side note for the reveal, I have opened personal readings. If you feel called, the link is in the pinned comment near the description of this video. The tiger talked about silence, but then the owl is also silent. They are excellent nocturnal hunters. They are observant. They are stealthy. They're silent. And then the oyster talking about some sort of silencing or holding something in, holding back your treasures, holding back your voice. This all sort of makes sense with the silence. And the tiger, speaking of sitting in silence tonight, maybe candle gazing. I think that this is asking you to be in an observant energy. There could be something important about nighttime also, the stillness of nighttime or the darkness, because even the closed oyster is closed, it's dark, and the owl hunts in the dark. Of course, the tiger too has that night vision, that tepidum lucidum in the eye that is like eye shine, but also helps them to see well at night. And being such a stealthy, quiet hunter, there's something about that energy that is significant here. So let's dive into it. I did get a couple names as I was preparing, so I'll read those now. And then I got a couple directions and I think it was two different locations. So I did get east and west, which one of the explanations did say that. I got Chicago, got a grandmother, and that was a really interesting message. Something about a grandmother. I think this is talking about a recipe, a bread recipe, maybe something about a bread mix and mathematics needing to be carefully considered in this. So someone out there might be making their grandmother's recipe, and this is just saying like, hey, pay attention to the mathematics, especially in baking. That is so important. I got the Atlantic Ocean, which is now, what a coincidence that the oyster came out when I got the ocean. I got something with Mark, the name Mark, and something with that message about a driver, review, wheel, automobile, and aid. That's for someone. I also got the name Tom and Jones and Carlos. There was something too about the song Rocky Raccoon, and listening to the entire song aloud aloud that there would be maybe a message in there, or maybe that song itself is just confirmation for someone. And then I got plant, favorite, and spell, which came through actually as like a guardian plant spell. And I believe that that is a real thing where you assign a plant in your home to be like a guardian spirit within your home. I have not done that yet, but I have seen it before, and so that could be something to look into, especially if you feel like you need a guardian or a little extra protection at this time. Maybe if that's why you've been more silent or having trouble opening up your shell to reveal this treasure, maybe the guardian plant spell is for you. But yeah, let's get into more cards. I will draw some oracle cards and also charms to go along with this reading. Let's see what this could be talking about. I feel drawn to the crystal medicine oracle. I love this deck. For me, it comes out with very spiritual messages. And I'm seeing how the owl and the tiger are looking straight forward. They're paying close attention to something. They're watching something very closely, even if it's in silence. Oh, the dice flipped over to Scorpio. So maybe Scorpio energy is significant or someone that you're dealing with. Taurus just came out, Gemini, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio again. Healer, number 14, the shaman. Normally I see this as a black stone, like obsidian, but right now I'm looking at it and seeing blue goldstone, holding it in the hands or carrying it. I just heard carrying it so you're not alone, carrying it so you're not going at it alone, or so. The left hand is also more open. So receiving the energy of that stone. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm sitting in an antique office chair, so sorry if you're hearing like the squeaking and moving of it. Unconditional love, 33, diamond. There is some sort of stability within your feminine energy, and I feel like that ripples out to the vibration of 8. So abundance. And with that being the diamond and that feminine energy being there, and then these other cards talking about the feminine, there is a treasure. And 33 would make 6. And I believe that it was the tiger or the owl was on page 166. Soul retrieval, Galena stone. It is a little bit fragile, but also, oh, I have it right here. This silver one is exactly what I'm talking about. Do be careful if you get this stone when handling it, because I believe that there's something you shouldn't come in contact with. I think it's maybe lead. I could be wrong, but there is something about being careful when handling that stone. More with these squares, middle world. It feels like there's also something maybe within your life or within a routine, a habit, something like that that maybe has become a little bit robotic. I'm seeing this over here as this looks like a robot to me. And I don't even actually know right now if this energy is coming or going. I don't know if this is coming in or if it's being pulled out. Also, something with totems within stone totems, like a totem pole, but stone rock formations. But there could be something within your routine or within your life or something that's become kind of solidified, robotic. It's become a part of your routine or your daily life in some way, but it is not, it almost feels like a block that breaking out of this in some way, whatever it is for you, helps pull you out into this open area, into this area where there's actually growth. It's like stepping into a new world, into a new realm, or beyond the veil, through the veil. With so much of that blue, too, it does feel more coming out with that throat chakra, more blue. I am presence, celestite, cosmos, and number 15. Chakra alignment, the I am presence would be sacral chakra energy. This also looks like a strong connection to the divine, energetic alignment. A lot of this looks like doorways and portals within that diamond, within this stone, within this open doorway portal, within the soul retrieval card. And then this also looks like a portal. Sacred healing, malachite, 25, medicine drum. Malachite was one of the first green pigments, one of the first green paints ground from malachite. And so creativity is coming in here, which is also connected to the sacral chakra. Again, we have 3 feathers, 3 energies. I heard resonance, so a sound, there's a sound that I think you will hear, and I think that's one of the messages. I thought that was one of the messages I got. Yeah, hear an unusual bird is a message that I got before starting the reading. So you might hear the sound of an unusual bird, or just one that you don't normally hear. Maybe it's an owl, but there's something within the resonance of that sound that shifts something. But with drumming, with me talking about the paint, it does feel like maybe it is a creative project, something of your creation, something that you are working on at this time, expression of some sort. But sound healing could be helpful. Let's get one more. All of this blue. Retreat, green calcite, number 24 with the mountain. If you have a green stoned ring, wear that at this time. This also looks like moving out of this area into this area. So it feels like whatever it is that you've been quiet about, that you haven't shared, whatever it is, that oyster energy for you feels like it will be coming out, that you will be sharing it or expressing it. Reflection, teacher, celebration, angels and spirit guides, and soul awakening. So soul retrieval and then soul awakening. Let's go a layer deeper. Okay. So the first card was lost in space, needing direction, but it did come out reversed. And with the way that she's looking at this and holding the world, it feels like, again, that same observing energy. It's like you do have something in the hand, you have something already, but there's almost this waiting energy. And I don't feel like there's a block in the way. I feel like the block is yourself. Maybe you know the direction, but you're patiently waiting and observing before you step into it. Galactic mushroom with divine matrix immediately drew me. Oh, they're both 24 too. Okay, this is significant. And this is 6-6. And I had that 166 before. So these two are linked somehow with retreat and galactic mushroom, the divine matrix. But it's also, again, linking back to that same oyster energy, that something opens up and reveals something from inside. Cone incense, some type of cone incense, lemongrass, lemongrass incense. And with galactic mushroom and the divine matrix, mushrooms have that, they have that network underground that not only connects to other mushrooms, but it also connects to other plants and trees. There's always those signals. There's that underground network and matrix connected to mushrooms, especially in a forest setting like this. And these look like roots going down too. They're even finding their way through the rock. So it feels like you're finding your way even through the hard times, and you're rooted, and so there's growth. And this is like opening up to the treasure inside. And first breath with beginner's mind. You could be getting into astrology or be taking an interest in it. I'm hearing Venus and Neptune. I'm also seeing a spirit cat. Also, multiple balls in there. So I feel like with beginner's mind, whatever you set your mind to, you can have. But you have multiple options. You have multiple balls in the air. So it feels like you are having either multiple planets that are activated in your birth chart at this time, or you could just have multiple things that you could choose from, multiple things that you have to work with, multiple areas of creativity or options. Jeweled web with connectivity. I'm seeing the Chinese dragon. Also something with dew or water droplets. Ooh, and it's taking, I'm seeing the, what are they called? I'm seeing the glowworms in a cave, and I feel the location of those glowworm caves is, has some sort of significance. It feels like almost like a sacred site or sacred place of origin is what's coming through. Also the dragonflies, the butterflies, all of the dew and those glowworms. This is, feels like a damp environment, or not, it doesn't feel hot humid, it feels more cold humid. Jeweled web, more about like treasure and jewels and things like that. The other ones that came out was Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. When it was talking before about sitting in silence, we're leaning more into self-care. I'm hearing finding small, or finding significance in the small things, in the small rituals. An angelfish just came through. this being a mermaid, it's taking me back to that Atlantic Ocean message that I got. It might be time for a spiritual bath. What is that? I'm not sure what these are, if these are little sprites or they don't look like fairies. I'm not sure what those are, but there's three. Maybe you have three spirit guides working with you at this time, but she's relaxed. It looks like she's almost going to blow on these bubbles in a playful way. She's also underwater, even though she's in the tub. Balancing your emotions could come from this spiritual bath, this spiritual cleansing. There's also something about the water that is illuminating things, that is lighting her up or bringing her energy back into balance along with emotions. I'm also seeing a guitar and a writing pen, like the feathered pen, a swan or a goose. I'm also getting something about where you will be dressing up or just taking care of your appearance differently. 37, Magician's Sword, confidence in your magic. The sword is also like Libra with the scales with the sword. I feel like you have an ancient magic within you, and that's part of this treasure that is coming in for you, but that there's also treasure within you that you're protecting. But confidence within your magic is going to, I just heard, cut through the bullshit, cut through the clutter, cut through the, I'm also hearing chaos. So confidence in your magic can, I'm seeing the Magician card. So picking up on this odd connection here between ancient magic that you hold within you, cutting through for clarity. Also, the confidence in your magic, not only from all of the accumulation of your lifetimes, the accumulation of that magic, and having confidence in it, knowing that you have it within you. But I don't feel like that's news to you. Turquoise, and it's either like bronze or gold. This feels like carved artifacts. 45, repairing the veil, forgiveness. I never noticed this card before, looking like the veil was being stitched together from either side. This always looks like a spine to me. So that also speaks to me of alignment or healing. The coiling around also gives a little bit of Kundalini energy. The red string, of course, if you know, you know. But the golden butterfly, I'm hearing gilded butterfly. So there has been some sort of profound healing within you. Also, golden healer. What is that? Is this a stone? Is the golden healer a stone? Something about golden healer, gilded butterflies, alignment. It looks like forgiveness will help with alignment and healing, that this energy will start moving up. This also kind of looks like agate, this energy that's moving through here. And this does look like a spool of thread with a needle and the red thread. So this is something that you have done. You've actively participated in this healing. You have been the one to put this back together. What is this? Golden healer, golden teacher, gilded butterfly. I'm noticing all the poppies here, which makes me, poppies are connected to opium, right? And that is, can that help with pain? Either way, you have done something that has been, I'm hearing, instrumental to, I'm getting your ascension. Let's get some gems. Okay, for Libra, what is next? What comes next out of this? Oh, lots of pink and green. Heart chakra. Oh, another pink one. Wow. Healing of the feminine, healing of the heart chakra. Oh, oh, got yellow. I'm so sorry for this squeaky chair. I promise I'm going to figure out a way to fix it. Oh my gosh. No. Oh my gosh. What did I say? Where did it go? Where did that go? I don't know where it is. Did I not say something about seeing the forest for the trees or something like that? This says green eyes could be significant. This says wave light, decisions, flow, big picture. See the forest for the trees. I cannot make this up, especially with wave light. Big picture thinking is enhanced with this crystal, allowing you to see beyond the details and gain a better grasp over the decisions you must make. Combining intuition with logic, like that magician's sword, wave light helps you look at all sides of a situation, very Libra, in order to make the best informed decision possible. Clearing energy blockages in the body, wave light sustains flow and regulates circulation for a healthy body and deep soul level cleansing. Oh my God, the cleansing. Here we go. Wow, okay. Use this crystal during the new moon to amplify its powers, Aquarius and the moon. Cooperite. I know I'm not going to say all of these wrong, so just roll with me here. I'm not going to say all of these wrong. I'm not going to say all of these right. So just roll with me here. Cooperite, generosity, security, and flow. Again, Aquarius and Venus. Helps release any blame and resistance that may be blocking you from taking responsibility for the decisions you make, activating the survival gene. Cooperite attracts what we need to make it through challenging moments, increasing our life force and overall vitality. Take the driver's seat. You're ready. Wow. We'll do charms next too. So we have, it's a great crystal to use when experiencing high stress levels and burnout. The surface of chrysocolla, resembles pristine oceanic views. We had that Atlantic Ocean message. And this aerial vantage point helps you gain perspective on situations hitting too close to home. Take a step back when those situations arise and remember to prioritize your needs first. Deeply connected to the energy of the earth, Chrysocolla reminds us to get in touch with our feminine side, the part of us connected to our capacity for unconditional love. Pink Howlite, this is self-love, replenish, and cherish. Cancer, Pisces, and Earth. So this feels like this is confirming that cleansing bath or spiritual bath that I talked about, because it says pink halite is a natural form of the mineral salt. So salt bath, mineral salt bath, known to cleanse toxins from the aura and replenish one's energy field. Morganite, acceptance, compassion, and release. This is Libra and Venus. A lot about Venus, a lot about feminine energy, a lot about being observant, a lot about cleansing and detoxing, believing in your own magic, knowing that you have a treasure, a boon coming towards you. coming in fast is what I'm hearing, but then also that you're concealing a treasure inside of you that's ready to be released. More about energetic fields. Okay, part of the silence too could be, it says Morganite is able to uncover deep emotional pain, bringing awareness to unexpressed feelings residing inside your body so that you can release them. Know that these feelings can change and are not a part of your identity, clearing away thoughts of martyrdom or victimhood. Morganite expands your ability to love and receive love, advancing your soul to the core of its inner truth. I just heard someone asking about these stones, and you don't need to go out and buy all these stones to embody these energies. You can, if you have these cards, you can carry the card with you. If you can find a picture of it, put a picture of it on your background of your phone, some sort of screensaver, something that is going to be a visual reminder of it, a visual representation of this energy. You don't have to actually go out and buy these stones. You can even meditate on the energy of these stones. You can find other ways to embrace these stones besides having to go out and hunt and buy a million stones. If there is a stone that you feel drawn to, that you feel is bringing the energy that you want to embody, embrace, or use for healing, you can find other ways to use these stones besides buying them. This is Bumblebee Jasper. I know that this is a very creative stone. This is a stone that is linked to creativity. I also think that it contains sulfur, so I believe that that's in areas where there is lava rock, but it is used a lot for sacral and solar plexus energy. So your second and third chakra, the second chakra, the sacral chakra, is the one that is where your womb would be, your pelvis area. Your solar is your stomach chakra. It's the one near your belly button, near your core. It has a lot to do with, I think, confidence, courage, willpower, which would make sense that this is coming out, especially speaking of willpower and courage, with speaking up, with sharing your gifts, sharing your treasure. It's time. I'm just hearing that it's time. I'm also seeing these as eyes, but as protective eyes, as the Eye of Nazar, like the blue evil eye. I'm seeing kind of like that, but it feels linked back to here where I was talking about something ancient. It feels like there's the connection there, something with an eye, or even if you do know what I was talking about and there's some sort of carved artifact, some sort of carved stone, some sort of ancient sacred place that would have carvings in artifacts. I'm feeling that too, and that these eyes, these are the ones that I'm talking about. Here is what I'm seeing is these two. If you see something that looks like that, or even if you see something within the stone, just looking at it, if you pause the video and take a second to look at it, you could totally pick up on something that I'm not even seeing. I'm also seeing honeycomb, which would make sense with the bumblebee, but honeycomb isn't it 8-sided or is it 6-sided? 6 would make sense. Excuse me. 6 would make sense with all the 6s that I was talking about. If honeycomb does have 6 sides. You can also consume honeycomb. I've heard honey called the golden elixir, things like that before. And me talking about that gilded butterfly, the golden butterfly, the golden healer, the golden teacher, all of this, if you have access to honeycomb, I'm also hearing the healing properties of bee pollen. Research that. I wouldn't just go out and get it and start consuming it all willy-nilly. I would really look into it, but honeycomb, bee pollen, and honey feels like it could be warming and tap into this energy of the sacral and solar chakra, the orange and yellow ones. Bumblebee Jasper, this is Leo and the sun, pollination, willpower, and new ideas. Bumblebee Jasper enhances creativity and helps to pollinate ideas. Bringing them to life, this stone gives off a fighting spirit. Having been formed in a volcano, and containing a strong earthly energy that connects with the willpower of the solar plexus. I should have just read it before I went on my rant. Bumblebee Jasper also assists in alleviating allergies, soothing irritations, and nurturing one's overall health. Bumblebee Jasper encourages you to create a buzz, to let yourself be seen and heard for who you are, and whatever new projects you're working on. Take pleasure in your gifts. Oh my goodness. I am still going to draw charms, but if this was the last card that came out in this reading, I'd be so happy with it, because it really does feel like this sums up a lot of what I was already talking about. Encouraging you to create a buzz, like encouraging you to share your gifts, to share your inner treasures, soothing any irritation, bringing things back into balance. Anything that's been irritating, it feels like you will be nurturing and soothing and healing. Let yourself be seen and heard for who you are. Take pleasure in your gifts. And the Oyster talked about hidden gifts, hidden talents, hidden treasures. Okay, Libra, sorry about that. That was frustrating. My phone died, plugged in, and it also stopped recording and started taking random pictures that looked like they were just black. I don't know. You might be having technology issues. Anyways, that was weird. Okay, so back at it. This is sulfur. So again, like I mentioned, it says volcanic progress, inventive. It's Leo and the sun again. So both the Bumblebee Jasper and sulfur are both Leo and the sun. It's an excellent source for bottled up emotions that can manifest as skin conditions, fevers, and emotional outbursts. Sulfur has a negative electrical charge, allowing it to absorb toxicity and destruction from your surroundings. Sulfur also brings to light the natural disasters in your personal landscape, highlighting your shadows in order to clear the path for renewal. This opens up awareness of triggers that can cause eruptions, placing consciousness in action. Wow, my cards. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but as my phone started acting wonky, it sounded like there was knocking at my back door. And then there's other thuds going around. It's just, things got a little weird. While my phone was acting wonky though, I pulled your final oracle cards. And so haven't looked at them, but I will pull charms first so I don't forget. Okay, this feels like the one. All right. Y and O flew out in between. And so it's like yo, 5 6s and a 3. You learn and make. The worlds came out. Oh, the swan. I thought I saw a swan in the me talks. 8 7 1 2 5. Interesting. Two of these same sort of trees came out. I got She Is My Love Always and Kiss, the Lovers. So Gemini energy. We have the moon, another Gemini. So Gemini twice. A dolphin, a turtle, a heart, a seahorse, see a spoon. I also see you, a starfish now. There we go. Circling back to the beginning. Here is an oyster. There's an oyster. A third heart. This says something on it. Oh, it says made with love on the heart. Another L, a bike, a screwdriver, a pumpkin. This is feeling like an abundant harvest or something from autumn. There's a cross. Oh, another 6. So now we have 6 6s. 0. We have a second 2. 2 M's. A cat. Shell. Learn. I'm seeing hour and I'm also seeing tour. So I have BU. Oh, there's another 2. So we do have 222. We have 3 L's. Oh, interesting. I laid those out and it says burnt. A hammer. So this is now, we have 3 tools because we have a screwdriver, a hammer, and a utility knife. Okay, so oh, I almost forgot about those. And these. So I have BURNTHOQUN JPVUMMPUC and O. I laid it out and it said burnt, pump, mum. I saw June and room, but I'm picking up that it's supposed to be rune. I'm also seeing someone's like mount and moon. Also pup. There's a lot of doubles here, multiple tools to work with. Water in the ocean is significant, especially with all of those sea animals coming out. The love swans, the lovers, the double Gemini, the double oyster. The spoon, I'm hearing a spoonful of love. Also spoons. Like being low on spoons, being low on energy. I'm also being given the neurodivergence with having the special spoon. It's interesting to come through. There's just something significant about that spoon. I'm just not picking up exactly what it feels like it is. So let's get into your final oracle cards. So final messages. This looks a little bit like my cat, Kitty. This looks like a tortoiseshell cat, and she is a Dilute tortie. This feels playful, but it also feels mysterious. Made of stardust, made of starlight, something about that. Also with the magician's sword, this feels like a personal magic of yours. And the star marking on the middle of her forehead also looks a little bit like a sword pointing to the divine. This decoration too is that same gilded feeling that I was picking up on earlier. Effervescence. Wow, how I was picking up on the magician's sword. Meet galaxy. She is all tingles and shivers of excitement for all the magic she knows is coming her way. An inner smile bubbles into a giggle and she floats up, her paws barely touching the ground. With the lightest of hearts, she makes friends with the stars. Now they are always in her favor, bequeathing her sparkling sips of honeyed anticipation. Wow. Golden again, optimism, blessing everything around her. Let her buoyancy lift you up. So, back to that same ocean message. Beautiful. Really tying it all together. Oh my goodness. Another one. It's a ship's wheel. My gut is the captain of my intuition mission. So, yeah, I feel like you can feel this coming in. I feel like you are aware of your inner magic. For some reason, you haven't been using it or haven't been expressing it. And this is really pushing you to do that, to believe in your own inner magic, to be the captain of your own ship, to know that you can navigate any waters, that you can always come back to a place of calm, that you have tools at your disposal, but that you also have this treasure within you, but also treasure coming towards you. The mind is like, I'm lost, baby. The world is melting. I'm freaking out, and there is no logic to this. And the heart is like, relax, honey. It's gonna be okay. But stop yelling at me. I think I'm gonna break. Why don't you trust me? The unending quarrel continues until the gut finally yells, if you two maniacs shut up, I'll show you how to complete the mission. When you allow your intuition or your gut to captain your rocket ship, life explodes into galactic flow. 19. Sri Yantra. Use sacred geometry to connect to higher inspiration and peace. Back to that square symbol again. There's something about feng shui with this, and something, the view from above, viewing your stability or viewing, I'm also getting something with directions, like viewing your stability or viewing your foundation from above, a higher perspective. This is pulling me back to the sacred healing with the medicine drum also. And it looks a little bit like the ship's wheel also, and the stellar gateway chakra, standing before yourself as it's reflected by the divine. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Maybe seeing yourself clearly or seeing yourself through the eyes of your higher power, your higher self, seeing yourself through the reflection of the divine. There's something about meeting yourself face to face, something of the merging of the two. There's also something with violet flame. Interesting. I'm seeing almost like an Indian guru. I'm seeing something where they're wearing a ruby colored turban. Their third eye is open, and they also speak of whatever the connection that they have to spirit. You have an anchor to your you have an anchor below you, to the earth's heart, but then you also have your physical self as it is in the world. Then you have this reflection of the higher self, the reflection of yourself through the divine, and that is connected higher up to spirit. So it's kind of these levels of the self of some sort, or the connection of the self through these layers. I'll leave that up to you with the stellar gateway chakra. So I feel like in the end, this is just saying that it's time to not be silent. It's time to share your gifts, time to share your treasures, to believe in yourself and your magic, to really connect with that solar plexus energy. You're having a heart chakra awakening and deeper connection to the heart chakra. Also, the jeweled web with connectivity feels like it doesn't feel so much like connections to others. This feels like connectivity with the different parts of self, the different parts of self within you, finding that unconditional love, taking that spiritual bath, that cleansing bath, salt bath, the sound resonance, sacred geometry. I think that this is also with the owl and the tiger saying to stay observant, but that it's time to open the oyster. What you've kept protected and concealed for some reason contains some sort of magic that's meant to be shared. This is meant to be opened up. This is the time. You're ready, and you are steering the ship. You're steering the ship guided by spirit. Connecting with the energy of water, I feel like, is something that is naturally happening. It's already here. It's already a part of your life as it is in this moment is really strong. So it looks like your energy will be coming into alignment, and any way that you've been silencing yourself, that has caused the block to the throat chakra. And yes, maybe lemongrass incense, I'm being reminded of again. I don't know what that one stands for. I'm not super familiar with it, but it does keep popping up. This lemongrass, something also with sea salt, consuming sea salt, and all of the honey that was brought up. Lots of the honey, and that could be one way to help bring nourishment and balance to your solar plexus. And since my phone did die and then was acting really funky, honey can be energizing. That bit of sugar nourishment, there's just something with honey that's important. So I'm gonna leave it there, but just know that you're a treasure, and you also seem to have hidden treasures that are just showing up at your doorstep, that are going to be pouring in for you. So if right now you're not seeing that, really trust that that's there for you, that it's coming in. And thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time. Goodbye.